Actually, film wasn't like initially prepared like a whole like a script. I had that like an outline on sort of like a treatment type of things, and then you do a lot of actually improv stuff. So I was curious to how you guys be able to map out the like entire story like that. It's quite difficult, I assume. And I know that you went to the improvisation classes when you were younger. So I was curious that how you sort of like interact with all those actors together.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the movie was very scripted. It was a really detailed outline, and basically every beat is in the outline, except for dialogue. Why
I know it's going to be on the tape recorder.
Why did they start this right when I started?
I don't know. It wasn't playing before you started talking.
Right. Maybe we should tell them that.
Yeah, could you please?
Maybe we should all go to another room. Yeah, but basically there was just no dialogue, and yeah, he's left, but I'll just tell all of you. But aside from that, we were. They're on it? Well, I hope that answers your question.
Good answer.
You were very funny on David Letterman last night.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks.
What's that experience like? Speaking of psychedelic, experience.
It's different every time, I think. I've done it, I think, a few times now, like 4 times or something, and actually, I love this song. I'm gonna have to keep it down for the next few minutes. He was really kind to me last night, which is nice. I mean, he always has.
Well, that was a very funny story. That was.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's a strange story, but he. I think what I've noticed from being there in the past is some nights you just get a feeling that he's really happy or something. Dave's really happy. I think last night he was like just feeling good, so it went well.
When I was doing research for this, I was surprised to find out that the two of you had collaborated on HBO project, The Boring Life of Jacqueline, 2 years ago. And I spoke to Gabi last week, and I asked about that experience going from that to Crystal Fairy, and I was hoping maybe, Michael, you could speak about the switch from one project to this.
From the web show to...
From
to
the web
Crystal
show
Fairy?
to Crystal Fairy and
Right.
Magic as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, I was only on the web show for just one afternoon, and it was a very similar experience to Crystal Fairy. Actually, it was Sebastian holding the camera and like just finding things, and us figuring it out as we went, which is basically what the process of Crystal Fairy was when we were on set.
I'm wondering, how important is it for you to take risks as a filmmaker and as an actor, and how challenging as a filmmaker do you think it is to be original in this industry?
I mean, I never want to find myself repeating stuff, or like quoting myself, or like being trapped into a formula, a formulaic way of making movies. I think it's very dangerous, and it's very easy that could happen. So I really like taking risks, and in Crystal Fairy, for instance, I've never done a movie without a screenplay. It was the first time that I went out only with an outline, even though it was detailed, it was only an outline. And it's good to be to have a fear of failure. I think it's like keeps you awake and keeps you creative. Like it's really important not to feel so self-confident in it, I think. So it's good to challenge yourself with things that you don't know, or even genres that you don't know, or like doing, like I would like to eventually make a movie of like cars chasing each other and see what happened. It would totally suck, but then I would be really content with a failure like that. Yeah, I think like the risk of failure, it's really an important thing to have, like as a threat constantly. And what was
the challenge of being original in this industry?
I mean, it's not that you want to be original just for the sake of being original. I think I guess it comes with the package. Not that I'm constantly original, but I guess in terms of storytelling, I just want to share some stories or some feelings or some insights, and they just happen to be original. But I'm not like sitting there thinking what could be original, because it's not really what it is, but it's how you do it. Like I think a love story, it's the less original possible thing ever, but it depends what the love story is or how you execute it. So it's more about the how than the what.
This question
And
is
what
for
about-
Michael.
Well, I was going to ask him about whether you're risk averse as an actor or
Risk averse? No,
Yeah.
I don't think so. I mean, but it's never really a consideration when finding a job. I think I mean, it's not like what's risky and what's not. It's that's not how I am drawn to things. I think for me it's more about the people that you're collaborating with, and but I've never said no to something because it was a risk that I was afraid of. I haven't found a risk that I was afraid of yet, but I'm sure they're out there.
Have you taken psychedelics? Because it was very convincing.
As part of your research,
Yeah.
did you sample the San Pedro?
Well, actually, we drank the San Pedro while we were shooting, and on camera we're drinking it, but it had no real effect for me. Or the Silver Brothers. And we have a few theories why, but it didn't work.
Can you share the theories?
Well, I mean, I there had been a build up to it. We knew we were going to drink it, and I was nervous, and I don't know. It was just kind of underwhelming, I guess. And maybe Sebastian has a theory that we were kind of in work mode and like just keeping it at bay or something, which I think there's something to that too. But I really just don't think it was. I don't think it worked. I don't think it had it wasn't a very potent batch or something. That's my theory.
Yeah, I share it.
Sebastian, where did you come up with the idea for this film, and what qualities in Michael convinced you to cast him in this role?
Well, it's based on a true story. This actually happened 12 years ago to me and my best friend. I met a woman from San Francisco that went by that name, Crystal Ferry, and we all, the three of us, went to the north to take San Pedro. Like all of that really happened. I mean, I got along with Crystal and my friend did too. But so yeah, that's the inspiration. It's a true event 12 years ago, and then. What was the other
And
question?
why did you cast Michael?
Oh, why did I cast Michael? I think it was just because we were gonna do this other movie, right? Magic, but we were waiting for it, and the finance kept on getting delayed, and Michael had to go back from Chile. He was learning Spanish for Magic, and I was there waiting for finance. And then he's like, "Buddy, I've been here for 3 months. I'm just gonna go back home. I'll be back whenever we have the money." And I'm like, "Yeah." And then I thought about Crystal Ferry, talked to Gabi, talked to a producer, and it happened immediately. And I just wanted, not as a consolation prize. I mean, Michael is a great actor. He was the right age for the character. He knows me really well. It's not that he's playing myself entirely, but some aspects of myself. And I just wanted to make a movie with Michael. It was just like we needed to make a movie, and it was the perfect opportunity. Yeah. It was just like serendipity.
How long did it take you to film it?
12 days. Yeah.
And then the editing?
The editing was longer as always, There was I don't know, somewhere around 4 or 6 months, with gaps in between, you let it rest. But yeah, if it's 10 hours a day, I would say, 3 or 4 months. But yeah, there were gaps in between.
Do you think it's fair to classify this film in a particular genre? Because I've heard it classified as a comedy, but it also has it has so many different layers.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think it's fair to lump it into any genres?
I never think it's really fair unless a movie is made from the beginning as a genre movie. To classify a movie with a genre like that, it just it frames it unfairly, I think. But I think it is a road trip comedy, though. If I have people tend to laughing more than they're crying or more than they're horrified. So I think it's a comedy, and there is that scene that Michael goes into the bathroom. He's just done cocaine, and then he takes a shit, and then the turd is floating in the toilet. That is really broad comedy. I mean, it's poo. floating on a toilet.
It's classic.
It's classic comedy. It's just like feces. So it is a comedy. You know, like it's the most comedic movie I've ever made. Yeah, and The Boring Life of Jacqueline, which also contains a lot of drama, it's comedy. I'm laughing about tragedy, or I'm laughing about stuff constantly. You know, so yeah, I think comedy is kind of fair, but it has everything.
Michael, what did you want the audience to leave with? What feeling?
I never really was thinking about a feeling that, but I really wasn't that conscious of an audience when we were making the movie, because it really was such a small, like an earnest little vacation that we were on all together, and I just thought if anyone sees this movie, I just thought it'd be great if anyone ever sees this movie. And that I thought it would be nice if whoever was watching this movie could tap into how much fun we're having making it, because it was really so much fun to make it. And I remember feeling like I'd be so surprised if anyone had strong feelings against this movie, because it's really
they would suck. They would be evil people.
Yeah. It's just made so pure-heartedly, I think.
Did you model the character after someone you knew who was really annoying?
Not specifically.
Who's
no.
really annoying?
Yeah, character.
It's an annoying character, but no, I don't think I can name any names of annoying people that I've experienced. But I mean, I don't know if it's a specific person or just a kind of composite of certain kinds of characteristics.
And when you're done shooting for a day with any movie, do you stay in character ever? Or is it always like immediately
No, I don't
off?
think so. Yeah, no, I've never really
That would be really
That'd be
annoying
weird, I
if
think,
you
yeah.
do that.
Yeah, it's
Right?
annoying, yeah.
Yeah, like what? It would be so off-putting.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you mean like method acting?
Method acting.
Well,
exactly.
Daniel Day-Lewis, I mean, I don't know what his reasoning is for why he does it, but I mean,
Because he wants people to talk about that later. But he does that. It makes really
I don't know
no
what
sense.
the reason is. People, I mean, maybe so you could really, so that every impulse you have when you're in a take is like not your own. To develop whole new impulses, but I've never really experimented with that.
Now, Michael, Gabi Hoffman was terrific in this role. She spends a good portion of the film disrobed. You call her the Hairy Fairy. You seem to be experiencing some sense of horror at some point. Were you? How did you feel about working with a naked actress through much of the film?
I never thought of her as a naked actress.
What did you say?
I never thought of her as a naked actress. I just thought she's an actress with her clothes off.
Did it make you uncomfortable, or did you? I mean,
No, it never made me uncomfortable. It was, I mean, Gabby's so comfortable with her nudity, and I mean, I would never be uncomfortable unless she was having a hard time, and I was feeling for her or something. But no, it was totally fine. It was so familial, the whole thing. It was just, and I mean, I love those scenes. They're just such fun scenes to play the strangeness of that. It was just great fun. And Gabby, I don't even think she covered up between takes. She's just
No,
so
she was just
comfortable.
hanging.
Yeah.
Her pussy would just hang out.
did she tell you any of her stories about growing up in the Chelsea hotel and her mom being?
Yeah, she talked a little about that. Yeah.
What did she tell you? Any fun stories that she recalls from her
I
childhood?
mean, I think that was something that you would like to ask her better. I think she was so much better to telling those stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, she actually grew up in the Chelsea hotel.
She
Her
grew up
mom
around
is
with-
Viva, which is like an Andy Warhol diva, and
It's like hanging with Len Cohen when she
Yeah.
was 3 years old, right?
yeah, and she started really young as an actress. Yeah, but I don't really recall any really good story of her childhood. Not right now.
I heard that Gabi had a really long break from her acting career before shooting Crystal Fairy. How did you guys convince her, or how did you get her to be involved in another acting project?
Yeah, she watched The Maid. She told me in Sundance. She was there for she watched The Maid. She was passing through Sundance or something, and she watched The Maid, and she really fell in love with the movie. And she's like, if I ever make a movie, it's gonna be with him. That's what she told me. And then she heard that I was auditioning for this HBO web series, and I needed a girl that was kind of her age and that needed to speak French. And she went and auditioned and lied. She said she spoke French. She didn't. And then we really hit it off there. Like we really got along, and I picked her up for the show, and she has an amazing role in The Boring Life of Jacqueline. If you guys have HBO, go check it out. It's her. She did an amazing job there. And then after that, yeah, we became really close friends, and she was even more perfect for Crystal Fairy. And yeah, she just flew down to Chile and did it. But that's how I met her. It was like through a casting audition.
When you're doing improvisation with an actor all day, could you talk about how that maybe affects your off-screen relationship with them as opposed to when you're working with, even though you had a detailed outline, do you find the tempo of things being different when it's improv all day?
Well, I think it's the other way around. Like, hanging out all day affects the scenes, you know. We all had such comfort with each other. And, you know, we'd all been spending time together before we went and started to shoot. So I think, yeah, that just feeds into, you learn each other's rhythms, conversationally, and how to play off of that.
Yeah, I mean, like that, for instance, like a good example is the what would you rather game.
Right.
Like that's something that we would do off camera. That's a game that we would play on the road.
Yeah.
What would you rather? And then that became something in the movie.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of those kind of details, you know?
I'm wondering, aesthetically speaking, what inspired you to include that very creative opening credits sequence? And same thing with, you know, your hairdo in the film. You know, it's like a character himself. You know, what? You know, how did that process?
That was just what my hair was looking like at the time. It wasn't like. I've been in Chile just not cutting it.
Yeah, and we never talk about it, but I guess at some point we're like, what are we going to do with the hair? And it's like, no, leave it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great hair. Yeah, it was amazing. And then the sequence, it's the same guy that I've worked with in all my movies. For my credits, his name is Paulo Gonzalez, and he has this little boutique sort of design production house in Chile called Smog, and I kind of leave it up to him. Like I told him I wanted something sober but yet fun and a little old-fashioned, and he came up with those animated credits. And at the beginning, the music is so epic. And it seems that you're going to watch a really big movie, but then the movie is so tiny and starts so little, like just Jamie outside of like a really small house and a party. But it feels that the music and the credits feel really epic. So yeah, I guess at the beginning we were thinking about doing stuff with crystals, and like we went through like a crazy brainstorm, and then he proposed that, and I loved it. Yeah.
Can both of you talk about your upcoming projects?
I want to make a movie set up in Brooklyn, where I live in Fort Greene. We're probably going to shoot at my place. That's the main location, and within 4 blocks, like bars and whatever, roller rink. And there's also a location in Ohio. It's called Nasty Baby, and it's about a gay couple and their female friend, straight friend, and they want to have a baby together. And so they're trying to have a baby. That's what's going on in one hand, and then in the other hand there is like this homeless person, or like kind of like a borderline sort of squatter that moves into the neighborhood and starts terrorizing everybody around him, and especially one of them, these main characters. And yeah, those two stories sort of combine. And it's more dramatic, I guess. It has comedy, but again, I think that would qualify as a drama, I think. But it gets very thrilly. That's even more ambiguous than this one. That's Nasty Baby. It's in the same fashion as Crystal Fairy. Has no screenplay. It's going to be an outline, and even more detail. It's like 26 pages. This was only 12. So that's one. That's my next.
I'm not sure. I'm just trying to find the next thing.
Is
moving right now.
Aren't you working on Arrested Development, the film?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
How many scripts do you read, like, per month, per week?
Well, I don't know. It's very irregular, very erratic. I'm super procrastinator with reading stuff. Just terrible quality.
What specifically interested you about this character?
Well, his struggle. I mean, he's really someone who's not good at facing himself and, you know, really paying attention to what's happening, to the lower, the layer of reality that's happening. You know, he's sort of just flying past things and missing all the important stuff. Yeah, I like that. And I also think he's a sad guy, you know, he's just trapped in himself.
Is that really, Sebastian, is that really conscious choice that you're not like singing in this actually film at all? Or
Sorry?
I was just curious that you used to be a lead singer, so I was curious that is that a conscious choice not to put like any song that you sing?
Oh yeah, it is. No,
it's like it comes natural when you do a lot of movie that like singing in a car or, you know, go to bar and all of a
That I
sudden you
would
sing.
be singer?
No. It would be. Was that a conscious choice that you actually not to get actually any singing element in there that you actually, you know, you used to be a singer. You sort of like I assume that it comes natural when you actually put those actually, you know, singing your singing voice or whatever. But I initially assumed that that's would be probably interesting, but
No,
you
I
didn't consciously not to put that. So I was wondering that.
I don't. If I'm so confused because you're asking me why, if it was a conscious choice not to have any of the characters singing.
No. You used to be a singer as a lead singer,
Oh,
so
yeah.
I was
I
curious
used to be a
that
singer.
you consciously not to put
Yeah.
your singing voices throughout the
Yes,
film.
yes. It's a
Because
His own
conscious-
music, to put his own music.
I know you put his music, right?
Yeah, but not my own. Yeah,
Right,
It was a conscious decision not to include my voice in the movie singing. Yes, because I mean I never thought of even doing it, but
Right.
I really
No.
did.
What I meant is like when you make a movie, like comes natural when you're singing in a car or
Oh,
out
singing in
bar.
the car.
Right. What I meant. What I meant is
Am I?
yes, you're messing things
I'm
up.
confusing it. Sorry.
So-
I was trying to clarify. I had the opposite.
Right.
If I'm getting this right, I have never liked really to mix the things that I do because
I see.
I paint a lot.
That's what I
too.
assume so.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't. I feel that there is no need to mix things up. I think it would just be greedy and it would be. It would be harmful for
but the-
everything. For the
Choice of the music you select in the movie, but was your choice, right?
yeah, it was my choice. Yeah, but I don't want me
Right, I
singing
see.
there.
Or
Actually,
your
I am
music
singing in the movie, man.
Right.
You are?
I'm singing in the movie. I am. There is a song in the car when she's holding the cactus.
Right.
Right after they got the cactus, there is a song that is called "So Cool." No, it's called "So Cool." The song, and that's me singing. So I take back everything I said. I'm singing in this movie.
All right.
Could you clarify that?
Okay.
Can I get a
Thank
picture of
you,
you
guys.
together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When is Magic coming in?
August
August,
6th.
I can't wait.
Okay.